Hi guys, today we are going to discuss most important questions and concepts about coming exam of AP EAP set. Okay, the advanced questions we will going to discuss. It may help you for the coming exam. Today, day after tomorrow there is a exam. Okay, I don't want to waste your time. I'll give you the simple questions here for advanced level of geology. I am a geology teacher. I am handling NEET in the NEET world. So, here I am going to discuss easy solution questions like first question, which is PYQ in the NEET and many exams. Which one of the following is the blood vessel will have highest concentration of urea? Highest concentration of urea, which there are number of blood vessels, which is arteries and veins. Arteries are, they can like carry forward the blood into the each organs, and veins they can carry the blood from the organ into the heart. These blood vessels, which blood vessel carry high amount of urea? Here they mention renal artery, renal vein, hepatic vein and hepatic portal vein. Guys, just look into here: renal artery, renal vein, hepatic portal vein. Just look into these options, very relevant options, each and every option is closer. Yeah, most of the people think there is a urea produced in the kidney, the renal artery carry highest amount of urea, or else they can choose renal vein. No, where there is a production of the urea? In the liver. In the liver there is a ammonia converted into the urea. Ammonia converted into the urea. Urea formula is CONH2. Ammonia converted into the urea in the liver. The study of liver we can call hepatology. The vein which is directly connected to the liver is hepatic vein. Hepatic vein. So, where there is a production is take place? Is place, there is a highest amount of chances. So, hepatic vein which is directly connected to the liver, they can carry the urea is highest amount. Okay, instead of renal vein and renal artery, hepatic vein is the answer which is highest carry the here hepatic portal vein they did give. Urea is produced in the liver, transported via hepatic vein or hepatic portal vein before the filtration. This is not hepatic portal vein, actually this is hepatic vein. Hepatic portal vein, they can carry the blood from the intestine to liver. Hepatic portal vein, carry the blood from the intestine to liver. This is deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood they can carry from the intestine to liver, that is hepatic portal vein. Hepatic vein they can carry from the liver to vena cava, that can be carry highest amount of urea. C is the answer, hepatic vein is the answer. Okay. such a questions they can ask you in the exam, conceptual and innovative, like hard logical question, advanced level MCQs. Yeah, next, if the vagus nerve to the heart cut, likely to effect will be, which is largest place of the this nerve, which is peripheral nervous system connected to the central nervous system. Actually, vagus nerve is the largest nerve, which is the answer. The heartbeat will be stopped, the heart rate will increase, the heart will be beat irregularly, there is no change, option D. If come to this, heart rate will increase, this is the answer. Actually, this is the answer. This is the answer. Vagus nerve exerts parasympathetic control, and cutting it to remove inhibition. Actually, there is nervous system, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, PNS. Central nervous system, brain, spinal cord, peripheral nervous system actually, which is somatic and autonomous. Somatic, which is under the skeletal muscle, autonomous again two types, sympathetic parasympathetic. So, sympathetic and parasympathetic, this is the positive signals, this is the negative signals going to take place from the brain. So, here the vagus nerve comes under parasympathetic control. So, this is emerging responses take place, parasympathetic. So, this is the answer here is B, heart rate will be increased, parasympathetic going to take act on this now. Next question, which of the following is the highest oxygen affinity at low partial pressure? Highest oxygen affinity at low partial pressure. What is partial pressure? What is affinity? Affinity is to bonding oxygen with blood hemoglobin oxygen in the hemoglobin head part, they can bind. Bonding oxygen with hemoglobin is affinity. Partial pressure is what? Partial pressure is that created bonding of oxygen with hemoglobin, that created partial pressure. Partial pressure in the atmosphere, oxygen partial pressure in the atmosphere 159 mmHg. In the lungs 104 mmHg. In the blood 75 mmHg. In the tissue, which is 40 mmHg. This is the partial pressure ratio. So, adult hemoglobin, which is obviously high, which is 104 or 75. Myoglobin is the muscle which is 40 mmHg. Carbon monoxide, this is, they don't oxygen affinity effect. So, here fetal hemoglobin is, there is a low partial pressure, high affinity, low partial pressure, high affinity. Actually, if the high partial pressure, there is a high affinity, actual scenario in the adults. If come to the fetus, there is no actually such oxygen in the fetal because of lungs did not develop that much. So, in that process there is no lungs efficiently work. So, there is no oxygen is takes place. They can take oxygen from the mother through the placenta, even though they can carry the hemoglobin, the affinity, the catchment of oxygen with hemoglobin is high, even partial pressure is low, because of they can take oxygen from the mother through the placenta. So, partial pressure is very low and affinity of oxygen with hemoglobin is high in the fetal. Yeah, this is innovative question. Okay, if they want make a tough question, they can ask you such questions. Okay, you guys are the smart, and you guys, if you crack this type of questions, you are there somewhere in the top. Yes. Next question. The main nitrogenous excretory product in the insects. Mainly nitrogenous waste products are urea, uric acid, ammonia. So, this is the toxicity level. Ammonia is the highest toxicity level. This is moderate toxicity level. This is very less toxicity level. Based on that, ammonia is the highest amount of toxic. After that, uric acid, then urea. Urea is the lowest amount of toxic as compared with ammonia. So, urea they can produce mainly terrestrial animals, and ammonia mainly water animals. Uric acid especially birds and insects, mainly fly. Who can fly, they can excrete uric acid mostly. The lands who can on the earth terrestrial, they can urea, and the water they can release ammonia. Because of ammonia require high amount of water for their elimination. That is the species we can call ammonotelic species, especially bony fishes, tadpole of larva of frog. These kind of water species they can release as excretory, their product is ammonia, which is highly toxicity, high amount of water for their removal. If come to the uric acid, mainly birds and insects, they can release uric acid as their excretory product. We can call them uricotelic species. There is require of low amount of water for their elimination. This is the like crunchy like waste edges they can produce. If come to the urea, terrestrial animals like human also they can produce urea as their excretory product. We can call them as ureotelic species. Mainly low amount of water is required for their elimination. Yes, if we don't drink water, there is a in the urine is high amount of salt we can release. Yes. So, in this condition ammonia, urea, uric acid is the right answer for this insect. Okay. Urea, ammonia is different. Creatinine is the muscle build-up is waste product. Insects uricotelic species conserve the water. Of course, there is a less amount of water required for the uric acid elimination. This is also innovation question, guys. They might ask you such questions. Next question. Which muscle protein blocks active site in active filaments resting muscle? Yeah. There are like contractile proteins are there, regulatory proteins are there. Contractile proteins is actin, myosin, regulatory proteins are troponin and tropomyosin. So here they did ask the protein blocks active site of the blocks mean it can be regulate mean you can easily eliminate these because of these are the contractile proteins. Contractile proteins, actin and myosin. These are the regulatory proteins. In the muscle contraction. So, either A or B is the answer. In the resting muscle active site, they can troponin and tropomyosin is the right answer. I will give you the information, all information in the muscle contraction. There is a theory called sliding filament theory. We will going to discuss in the coming sessions. Yeah, tropomyosin is the answer. Troponin binds with the calcium, but tropomyosin physically blocks the actin sites. Okay, I will give you the right information in the coming classes. Okay, yes, up to here we don't have time to explain everything here. So I am gonna tell you direct answer, which is tropomyosin is the right answer. It is the regulatory protein. They can hide the sites of the actin sites. Yes. Next question. The correct sequence of transmission of nerve impulses. Sequence. First dendrite, cell body, axon. Of course, very simple question. Dendrites, cell body and axons. Yeah. First like this is neuron, dendrite. These are the dendrite. This is the cell body. This is axon. First, they can touch here senses and they can reach cell body. They can carry forward into the axon. Signals, transmission impulses. Okay. First, mechanical gated channel open. After that, voltage gated channel open. After that, there is a leakage gated channel open. In this way, there is a transmission of nerve impulses carry forward into the end of the nerve, end of the axon. Okay. We will going to discuss in the coming topics. Stay tuned with NEET World. Okay. I will give you the best teaching for you guys. Yes. Next question. Which part of the brain regulate hunger thrust? Yeah, this is hypothalamus, thalamus, medulla, cerebellum. Guys, if it is brain, so this is forebrain, and after that midbrain, after that hindbrain. This is hindbrain. Hindbrain or hindbrain. So forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain has pons and medulla, two parts, pons and medulla. They can regulate emergency cases only. Emergency cases like heartbeat and breathing sensations. They can regulate emergencies responses back, medulla, hindbrain. They can regulate heartbeat and breathing sensation like if the person breathe very fast or slow. Okay, yeah, pons and medulla, they can take the responsible. Midbrain, especially vision and listen. Midbrain. And forebrain, it is about emotion, it is about hunger, it is about intelligence, it is about analytical ability, it is about character, everything. It is about vision, it is about listen, it is about motor sensation, it is about sensory sensation, which is about somatic area, regulatory area, everything is there in the forebrain. Has the 4 parts. Forebrain mainly diencephalon, and cerebrum. Diencephalon, which is part of this mid part of the third ventricle. Diencephalon, mid part of the third ventricle. Diencephalon has such a parts: thalamus, hypothalamus, epithalamus, pineal gland. Diencephalon. So here hypothalamus is the part of diencephalon. They take regulatory hunger of this part. This is the actually best question. This is the very best question. Yeah, you have to focus this. Guys, which gland, both exocrine, endocrine, mean mixed gland. Exocrine, endocrine mean mixed gland. Exo mean the ducts, they can produce enzymes or hormones. Enzymes or hormones. And endocrine mean ductless hormones. So exocrine, endocrine activity, especially pancreas is the mixed gland. It is release digestive enzymes and insulin glucagon hormones, and here enzymes. Enzymes are the exocrine, hormones are the endocrine. This is about the exocrine, endocrine function of this gland, pancreas. Pancreas, they can release this. Yeah, next question. Yeah, a virus that attack the T helper cells. This is about T helper cells mean helper cells if they kill HIV. Helper cells are the most important cells in our body to handle the immunity. Okay, HIV targets CD4 helper cells. This is the trend question, current trend question. Okay, yes. If come to the next question, which condition gene therapy approved the treatment option? Yeah, gene therapy SCID. Okay, severe combined immunodeficiency. Severe combined immunodeficiency. First disease successfully treated with gene therapy. This is the innovative question, most important question. Okay, guys, these kind of questions they can ask you, which is the first successful gene therapy is, okay, SCID, severe combined immunodeficiency. Yes. We've come to the next question. The functional unit of striated muscle. Striated muscle is cylindrical, striations are there. Obviously, this is the skeletal muscle. Striated muscle is nothing but skeletal muscle. Okay. Skeletal muscle, there is a unit we can call sarcomere. Sarco is the term relevant to the muscle. Okay. Next question. Which structure human brain is responsible for the thermoregulation? Of course, hypothalamus we discussed. Hypothalamus. Anticoagulant. Heparin is the natural anticoagulant. Anticoagulant in the human blood. Anticoagulant, heparin is the anticoagulant in the human brain. Okay, next question. Yeah, which of the following is an autoimmune disorder? Autoimmune, it is not a disorder. Insects, they can release. It is not a disorder, it is a communicable disease. It is also communicable. These three are communicable diseases. Diabetes mellitus is the disorder, of course. Okay, diabetes mellitus is the type 1 disorder, autoimmune disorder. Okay, yes. Next question. Which of the following is structures are common in both and female of the cockroach? Anal cerci. This is the only in the male and female of cockroach is same. Okay, this is all over the innovative questions I did take. Guys, all the best for your exam. Thank you. Stay tuned with NEET World. I'll give you the best lecture for the subject Geology. Thank you.